A class in Calhoun County showing people how to build their own AR-15 assault-style rifles.
That is the rifle described as the weapon of choice in several recent mass shootings in America. Barton Dieters went to Marshall today, where this class has caused a stir on both sides of the debate that has ignited passions nationwide.
Organizers here said this class is legal and that it was planned months before the tragic shooting in Florida that ended up bringing millions into the streets calling for an end to gun violence through common sense gun reform. Now, protesters here said the very idea that more guns would be built and the timing were both awful. This is what the sign said a few days ago in front of VFW post 4073 that drew the attention of neighbors here in Marshall, Michigan. This is what it says now, as about 60 people came out today to be part of one of 4 3-hour classes that show people how to build a gun from a kit. Chris Walden teaches the class and sells the parts. He's the owner of Walden Arms in Battle Creek. He points out that all the guns have serial numbers, are registered, and sold only to those who can legally own them. He says there was never any talk of delaying the class after the massacre in Florida last month that left 17 dead. The shooter there used an AR-15.
There's really not a good time either way, I think, and so this was just the time that we selected as a group. We had selected this well in advance of the unfortunate school shooting, and this is what we decided to do.
He said waiting until there isn't a mass shooting in America could mean his class would never happen. The post commander of the VFW here repeats the line of many gun advocates.
It's definitely a good weapon. I wish a few irresponsible people with bad intent, weren't using them.
W. Jeffrey Wilson is a professor at Albion College and organized the protest that brought more than 30 people across the street from the VFW post.
I will say what they're doing is perfectly legal. They're entitled to do this. They're legally within their rights. Morally, I have different questions about it, and the way laws change is when people address the morality of what might at the time be legal.
It's a slap in the face to the kids that have died. We don't want all their guns. They want the assault rifles, the ones that they're building tonight. Those are the ones that are doing the damage to our kids.
People who came to the class here today say it's a responsible and economical way to get an AR-15 for about half the price of what it would cost in the stores, about $2,000 for a higher-end model. They say this is an annual event, and they plan to be back next year. In Marshall, Barton Dieters, 24-Hour News 8.